What's going on, guys? Zephonix here to go ahead and give you a new Z trailers. Now, it's been a while since I've done a video. To be perfectly honest with you, I haven't done a video in a while because I've been on vacation. I just got back maybe 2 days ago, so let's go ahead and take a look at this trailer for Mortal Kombat X or Mortal Kombat 10, whatever we're calling it. So the trailer is called Who's Next, which is actually a pretty cool trailer right there. Pretty cool tagline right there. So now, of course, we all have to wonder how many characters are going to be in here. Will Frost be in here? Will Tanya be in here? A whole bunch of different characters. Now, keep in mind, most of the characters were actually killed in Mortal Kombat 9. So, which also brings up an interesting story. Now, right here is a forest scene. This is not the living forest, as far as I can see. It just seems to be just a regular forest here, which is understandable. Okay, so it's a regular forest right here, and as you see, the frost is starting to build up on the trees, indicating that Sub-Zero is here. Now, you know, if Sub-Zero is fighting, you automatically know that Scorpion is fighting. But here's the situation. Regarding Sub-Zero, now, there's a little problem here. Now, if you guys remember, if this is Mortal Kombat 10, in normal cases, they go into a chronological order. So, in Mortal Kombat 9, it kind of rewrote history. So while Sub-Zero, I believe, did survive from Mortal Kombat 2 up until Mortal Kombat 8, I believe it is, because he's supposed to be had died in the opening credits or the opening scene in Mortal Kombat 9. But in Mortal Kombat 9, the original Sub-Zero was actually killed by Scorpion, who then became a new Cybot. Now, with that in mind, the second Sub-Zero, which was his brother, was also captured and transformed into a cyborg. So, who is this? You know, very confusing here. Now, I do have a hunch on what it could be here. So, here's a shot of Scorpion right here. Now, notice that his eyes are glowing here. Now, there's a couple of things I'm thinking here. Now, number one, this could be new Cybot who has returned to his Sub-Zero form. That could be it. It is Mortal Kombat after all. So that's number one. Number two, it could be the second Sub-Zero, more so still in a cybernetic form, but looking a little more human. You know, looking a little more android-ish than actual cyborg-ish. You know what I mean? Or better yet, just saying looking a little more human, should I say? Because Android, that can, yeah. Anyway, so there we go. Also, he's wearing his patch for his clan, Lin Kuei. So that's pretty cool too. Now, third, of course, this could be a brand new Sub-Zero. It could be. Which, to be perfectly honest with you, if that is the case, I don't understand why Scorpion's actually fighting him. But whatever, it's whatever. But also notice that his eyes are actually glowing here. Now, if his eyes are glowing, the problem with that is that literally does not narrow things down at all. At all. Because number one, it still could be the new Cybot Spectre in a new Sub-Zero-ish body. That still could be it. The glowing eyes could also indicate it is the second Sub-Zero in a cybernetic format. You know, so, I mean, it kind of leads towards number one and number two. So, just saying. Or, hey, it just could be an effect for the third Sub-Zero. So, like, his glowing eyes are a cool effect, but damn sure don't do nothing to give no answers here. Alright, so we go ahead in here. Now, notice that it already flips into a side view. I'm thinking this is actual gameplay, ladies and gentlemen, here. So, just to kind of let you know, it looks like this might be actual gameplay here. Now, of course, in certain cases, they kind of niche the camera a little angle here. And this could not be gameplay, but, I mean, you're just going to pretend it is gameplay after all. So, we're going to go ahead here. So, they're fighting here. So we start off with a knee to the groin, knee to the chest here by Scorpion here. Now, notice how he kind of blocked. It was a punch. He blocked the punch and came with a counter. So it could have a melee counter system in this game here. I believe the other one did. It's been a while, but I believe the other one did too. Now, of course, this is you can see how he broke this arm here, and it looks like, so I'm not sure if this is actually just a fighting scene, or does that indicate that there's going to be kind of like a counter system to a counter system kind of thing going on here, which would be awesome. Imagine that for a second. You know, you can go ahead and get hit, and they're all, you go ahead and throw a punch, you counter it, then you hit the guy with a counter, but then the guy counters your counter, and then comes back with another hit. So, I mean, that actually could be a really interesting, gameplay mechanic right there. So, and as you see right here, a lot of these moves, in fact, a lot of these moves and kits are, in fact, from Mortal Kombat 9. So that's what indicates me that this could actually be gameplay, such as this kick right here. That's that sidekick right there. Could be, I have no idea what that sound is, but it could be something else here. So yeah, he's caught his thing. So I'm not sure how he's still able to run with that and actually able to punch, but you know, whatever. It is video games, right? So like I said before, it's a lot of very interesting things here. Now it actually gets a lot more interesting here. Now I want to go ahead back here. Now this could indicate right here that this is kind of like a quick pop-up. So when you get hit, you can literally jump right into the battle and like just jump right back in his face. See? And of course, it looks like it can be countered here too. So like I said, this is just all hypothesis. Keep in mind, I'm not saying that anything's legit in stone. I'm just kind of looking through and actually looking at a couple of things here that may actually be real here. So the freezer then throwing him, that was, I believe that was actually that's actually in the game, and we can freeze them, and then you can go ahead and throw them. That being said, you also saw he did it in a he also did that in a combo here, a melee combo. See what I mean? Looked like maybe a grab combo, then another grab right there. So then that looks like another combo. But then here's something interesting. Notice that there was a sword right here. I noticed that, and that's pretty interesting. A sword sitting right there in the actual background. But anyway, Sub-Zero is charging up for his freeze blast here. Now notice the effect. I kind of noticed the effect here when everything kind of started, when you start doing here, you started focusing on the glow right here, and everything else started getting a little darker, which is a great effect, by the way, but I mean, will that be in the game? So then we got the sleeping thing going on here, which actually could be another, just kind of like a dash, because I do remember Street Fighter actually having a dash like that, so it could be a dash right there. So he kicks him and knocks him against a tree, which is interesting too. But then he breaks off a stick off a tree. Now, what could that indicate? That we actually are having like kind of like a background, kind of like a use the background as a weapon kind of thing. You know what I mean? So like basically he kind of went there, he pulled a stick off there, and now uses it as a weapon against Scorpion here. Now once again, I'm not saying that that's exactly what the features are, but I'm saying that that's a possibility that could actually be in the game here. So because we did see him just take a stick off it, and we're going to see something else a little later on. So once again, we got a lot of counters going on here, and of course we got this, which actually looks really good here. Now keep in mind, this is going to be on next generation systems, I believe. So if this will be on next generation systems, these entrails could look really good. That being said, Sub-Zero may want to lay off the smoking, because damn, dude, your stuff is kind of whacked right there. I'm just saying. Or lay off the crack, because it's whack, you know? But anyway, moving on. Despite his half-burnt entrails for a cold guy. So we keep going here, combo here. Now notice that too. That's a very interesting move right here. So he literally went ahead and jumped and kind of hit him right here off the stick here. Now that also, once again, we're seeing an example of using the background as a weapon here. Once he actually pulled the stick off, this one, he actually used it to kind of spin off things. So this could be a whole bunch of brand new mechanics that would definitely go ahead and take place. You know, would definitely go ahead and kind of, you know, bring love to this game here. Now, keep in mind, before we think for a second that this can't be done, remember, Injustice Gods Among Us, which was created by the same exact company, did in fact do a lot of this. So, it definitely could be in the game. So notice how he picked up a sword now. So now he just picked up a sword, which does indicate that there could be the return of weapons, which, to be perfectly honest with you, I thought was awesome. That was one of the things I absolutely loved about Mortal Kombat. I believe it was Mortal Kombat 4 that introduced weapons, because, well, no, correction. There were other ones, like Mortal Kombat 3 and I believe Mortal Kombat 2 did kind of show weapons, but it was only in like combos and whatnot and things of that nature. But it was only up until Mortal Kombat 4, I think it was, maybe even 5, but I think it was Mortal Kombat 4 where you actually got to pull out a weapon and you actually got to use it. So it was either Mortal Kombat 4 or 5 or maybe even 6, but I forget which one, but yeah, there was a one where they had weapons here. So anyway, so now he's trying to fight him with the sword here, and he comboed it, so he dropped the sword here. Now, I want to go back real quick here. I just saw something here. Okay, notice the blood. So, if that is in fact blood, Okay, and it's red. That does indicate that there's a good chance that this is not the second Sub-Zero. Because remember, he was actually a cyborg, and when the cyborgs got bloody, they got bloodied with oil, like black blood, if you will. So, with that in mind, this indicates that this would most likely be either, once again, the original Sub-Zero brought back to life, or which would indicate why they would be fighting, of course, like I said before, or maybe I didn't say it in this particular cut, but basically Sub-Zero and Scorpion is kind of like the Ryu and Ken. They must fight. It makes no sense for them to actually be fighting, but especially in the storyline mode, because Scorpion not only got his revenge on Sub-Zero, but he found out later on that it wasn't even Sub-Zero who did it, so it is a done deal. Nonetheless, though, the fact that we see blood indicates that this is a human, so it is most likely that he is no longer a cyborg. That being said, I do believe that he kind of got his humanity back during Mortal Kombat 9. So once again, we are lost without any kind of information. We just kind of keep going. So it still is either Sub-Zero 1, Sub-Zero 2, or a brand new Sub-Zero. So whatever. Now, here's an interesting little throw here that I don't believe is actually... Nope, it's not in Mortal Kombat 9. Scorpion rather, jumps in the air, uses his spears to go ahead and grab him, and then throws him, which is a really cool move, by the way, but I'm just saying. Oop, concussion. All right, so now, let's see if we can go ahead. We got to look here. Still blood, all that. Look at the damage. Damage is a lot of damage right here. So I'm just saying. And his eyes are still kind of glowing here. So once again, we're seeing his face beyond the mask here, but we're not getting any good information here in terms of what he is. So we got a spear to the head, which is really cool. And we got the Mortal Kombat symbol, which is great to see. Then it breaks off into an X format. So Mortal Kombat X, which would indicate Mortal Kombat 10. So, I mean, 10 being X being the Roman number there. So, Roman, you know what I mean. The Roman number, there we go. Anyway, so he used the spear, pulls off his head. Still a lot of blood going on here, which is really cool. He dodges the head and throws the sword and stabs it. And once again, the lights kind of went on his eyes, which doesn't really indicate anything. It just kind of faded. So if it kind of flickered for a second, we'd be like, oh, it's a robot. Definitely robot. But it didn't flicker or anything like that. It just kind of, yeah. So nonetheless, we didn't get a lot of answers with this particular one, except for we all know that someone will be next. Oh, it does says Mortal Kombat X. I actually didn't know that. Damn it, 2015. I was really hoping it'd be sooner. But anyway, so we do know there's a possibility of a couple of things here. Number one, we definitely know that there's a strong possibility of a better counter system here. We also know that we also got counter systems like that, where there's a possible chance that you could fall to the ground and be able to pop up and then, like, you know, just keep on fighting there. We also know that there's a possibility of combo going into like kind of throws going into like special moves like that. So we know that. We also know that there's a strong possibility that we could now be seeing the ability to go ahead and not only use a super version of your powers, but to go ahead and grab weapons from the actual backgrounds, and then use the backgrounds as weapons. And we have already seen this done before in Injustice Gods Among Us, so there's a very strong chance that that could be the case here. By the way, I couldn't really have planned this video better for the ending here. So what do you guys think? Mortal Kombat 10 2015, I know it's a long wait here, and I really don't want to wait that long, but nonetheless, looks like we got a lot of things going on here in terms of our, you know, what we're going to do and what we're going to see, and maybe some brand new mechanics that we haven't seen before. So rate, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think about Mortal Kombat 10. You guys have a good night. Zephyrix out.